video is part of my Excel VBA for Beginners course, where you will learn step by step how to start coding in Excel VBA to automate your work in Excel. You can get lifetime access to the course on Udemy through the discounted coupons below in the description. You can also get 2 months free premium access to the course and thousands of other courses on SkillShare using the link below in the description.
Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to speak about the for each loop. So the for each loop enables us to loop through objects in a collection of objects. So for example, we can loop through all the worksheets in a collection of worksheets, or the worksheets collection. We can loop through all the cells in a range, because a range is essentially a collection of cells. We can loop through all the workbooks in the workbooks collection as well. We can loop through all the charts in the charts collection. So it enables us to loop through each object in a collection of objects. And usually you will have the relationship between the object and the collection as being just the singular and the plural. So for example, worksheet and worksheets. Worksheet is the object and the collection of objects is the worksheets collection. Okay, so it's gonna be pretty easy and pretty consistent in most of the cases. So the structure of the for each loop is basically for each object in collection, and then you would have some code to perform, and then next object. And here the object after next is optional. You don't have to write the object. So this is a structure for each object in collection. So for each worksheet in worksheets collection, for example, some code that you're gonna apply on it, and usually you would have the object itself referenced in that code. So you're gonna, for example, display the name for that particular object. So for each worksheet, just worksheet.name, we put it inside a message box, or debug.print for that name or so, and then next object. So this is the structure of the for each loop. So let's see an example of the for each loop. Okay guys, so now we're gonna have an example for the for each loop. And this example, what it does is that it loops through all the worksheets in the active workbook. So here, first of all, we've created an object variable that is called WS, and its type is gonna be a worksheet. And then here we're saying for each WS, which is basically a worksheet in worksheets, and this worksheets would refer to the worksheets collection in the current active workbook. Okay, so this will work on the active workbook, not essentially on the workbook that the macro is written in. So you need to make sure that the workbook that you need to loop through its worksheets is the one that is active. If you want to make sure that you would loop through the worksheets in the workbook that the macro is written in, you would write this workbook.worksheets, or whatever workbook.worksheets. Okay, and we've learned before how to refer to a workbook on previous videos. So this will make sure that you would loop through the worksheets in the workbook that the macro is written in. So what's gonna happen here when we loop through the worksheets, we're gonna actually not select each worksheet, because you're gonna see here when we loop through, if you look on the bottom left corner here, you're not gonna see that the worksheets are being selected. So looping through the worksheets does not essentially mean selecting them. Okay, so we will not select them. We can do stuff to the worksheets that are allowed without selecting the worksheets, but we do not have to essentially select them. And then we have the next WS statement here that basically enables us to go to the next worksheet, and if all the worksheets are finished, then we will basically exit the loop. And please note as well that the WS part here is optional. You don't have to write next WS, you could write next, but being explicit is a good practice. Okay, now let's run through the loop step by step here. So I'm gonna press F8 So here for each worksheet in this workbook.worksheets, and then debug.print.ws.name. What this is going to do is that it's going to print the name of the worksheet in the immediate window here below. So here when we execute this step, we've started looping, and we first of all loop through sheet 1 as the first sheet to loop through, and we typed its name here in the immediate window, and then we're going to loop through the next sheet and we type the name of sheet 2, and notice here that sheet 2 has not been selected. Okay, if you need to select the sheet, then you need to type a statement that says ws.activate to activate the worksheet. And then if we continue looping, we would loop through the third sheet, and this is the last sheet, so we're not gonna loop anymore. We're just gonna exit the for each loop and end sub. So this is how you can loop through worksheets in a collection of worksheets, okay, or basically in a workbook. Now I want to show you something else as well, which is what happens if you leave it like that as for each WS in worksheets instead of this workbook.worksheets, instead of being specific. What's going to happen here is that you're going to loop through the worksheets in the current active workbook. So currently we've got the workbook called for each loop that has sheets 1, 2, and 3 as the active workbook. So we will actually have the names of these sheets typed here in the immediate window. I've got another workbook that is called book 1 here that has sheets called 1x, 2x, and 3x. Now, if we go through the macro this way, we'll actually type the names of sheets 1x and 2x and 3x because book 1 is the active workbook. So here, if you leave it like just worksheets and you don't specify in which workbook, it's just gonna loop through the worksheets in the active workbook. Okay? So basically, it's a better practice to specify which workbook contains the worksheets that you need to loop through. Okay? This is a better practice and is going to make you avoid problems. On the next video, we're going to see how to loop through more objects. Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to have more examples for the for each loop. So we're going to see how to loop through more types of objects. Okay, so let's see how to loop through a range of cells. So a range of cells is a collection that contains cells because a range is a collection of cells. The range does not contain anything but cells. So if we want to loop through a range of cells, we need to first of all create a range object. So dim C as range, for example, here. And I named it C because it stands for cells, but you can name it anything. And then we would write a for each loop. So for each C in range. And let's say I want to loop through the range of cells between A1 and A10. So range cells 1, 1 and cells 10, 1. Next C. So this is our for each loop. So first of all, we will select that particular cell, and then on that cell we could put, for example, the row number. So C.value is equal to C.row. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to loop through the range of cells between A1 to A10. We're going to select each cell and we're going to put the row number for that cell in that particular cell. So let's go through the code step by step here. So as you can see here, looping through, we're going to select cell A1. Currently we are on cell A1, and then we're going to put 1 here in cell A1, and then we're going to go to cell A2 and select it, and we're going to put 2 in cell A2, and if we keep on executing the code here, it's going to go through each cell and put the row number for that particular cell in that cell. Okay, so this is a simple example on how to loop through a range of cells. By the way, if you remove here the line of code for creating an object variable as a range, this will work as well, but on your code you will not have the autocomplete feature here, so you will not have suggestions on what properties or methods are for that C object here that you're using. And by the way, Excel VBA will still recognize this as a range object even if you don't declare it as a range object, because Excel VBA understands that if you are looping through a range of cells, then each one of them is a range or a cell, basically. So even if you do not declare, it will still work, but of course it's a better practice to declare your variables. Okay, so let's have another example on how to loop through workbooks. So to loop through workbooks, it's the same idea as well. So we will declare a workbook object, so dim WB as workbook, for example. So declare a workbook object variable, and then we would say, for example, for each WB in workbooks, next WB. And please note that this would loop through workbooks that are currently open. So the workbooks you're looping through need to be already open. So what we would do, for example, is that we would have a message box wb.name. And currently I've got two workbooks open. I've got the workbook for the for next loop and the workbook for the for each loop. So if I run this step by step, so if I step through the macro, we're gonna display the name of each workbook. So now we've got the for each loop workbook and then the for next loop workbook, and we've displayed their name. And then there are no more open workbooks, so we're gonna exit the loop and end sub. Okay, so we've seen how to loop through different types of collections. We've seen how to loop through worksheets, and seen how to loop through a range of cells, and we've seen how to loop through a collection of workbooks. And this same concept can be applied to any other collection in Excel VBA. So you can loop through a collection of pivot tables, and you can also loop through a collection of charts, and so on and so forth. Also, please note that you can use the exit for statement with the for each loop the same way that you can use it with the for next loop. So you can use the exit for to exit your loop at any point. So that's it, guys, for the for each loop. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.
If you like the video, press the like button and share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified with all the new videos. Also, check my Excel VBA course, links below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.